I think we are good. If anyone's here, welcome. Apologies for the slight delay. For context, this is the first attempt at multi-streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. There might be some troubleshooting still if there are issues. Hopefully there won't be. So yeah, I'd say we can get going. Just making sure everything is as it should be in OBS. Seems fine to me. I don't know, like, I apologize to viewers on Twitch. I don't really have my ads figured out yet. There will be one now. So I'll just wait for a bit. This is already a riveting stream, I must say. Yeah, we'll just hang on for a sec while the ad is running. I am monitoring when there will be ads coming up, so I'll try to plan my breaks. Just sanitary and hydration breaks as best as I can. This is mostly just a test stream, so I thought I might as well play something different than SnowRunner. So, yeah. I chose Volvo as my starter company, but I'm not sure I want to stick with it, to be honest. If I have a peek at the map. I have some stuff unlocked yet. Not yet, already. It's quite intimidating, if I'm honest, if I'm gonna have to unlock all this. But yeah, my main city is Brussels. I'm from Belgium, so it made sense, I thought. And I've only really done quick jobs so far, since I could have gotten a loan to buy my first truck. I decided I wanted to just do quick jobs first and explore a bit, figure out which truck I like best before I buy one. Currently we have almost 120k, so maybe we should be able to buy one, but I think I want to buy a Renault. I don't know how to pronounce things correctly. So yeah, I've just been expanding outwards pretty much. A few trips to England. I found out that if you start a job in England, you automatically get a right-hand drive truck, which is not ideal. It's kind of fun for a change, but it's very confusing. And yeah, just, you know, try to be somewhat methodical in which city I deliver to just gradually venture outwards. But yeah, I think it's about time we started job A. I've been to Dover. It's kind of far, could be fun. Wrocław, that's where, I mean, kind of where my wife is from. Amsterdam, Swansea, no. It really doesn't matter, but I tend to overthink all this stuff. Is there anything to London or what is this? Southampton, Plymouth? No Plymouth. Groningen, Southampton, Liège. Yeah, let's do Liège to Southampton. Just to pick anything. I have my window open because it's currently... Let's check how hot it actually is. A meager 31 degrees Celsius. But surprisingly, it's not that uncomfortable up in my room in the attic. I hope the game is not too loud. I can always adjust if necessary. It should be okay, but yeah. Where is the exit? I should know this. I've been here many times. Right. Try not to click the sign like I almost did. I do have a fan pointing at me, so otherwise it's kind of unbearable. It shouldn't be causing any, any noise in the mic. It's kind of a shoddy looking interior. Looks a bit cheap, if I say so myself. Yeah, assume no one's coming. I wish I knew how to pronounce this brand. Iveco. Come on. I'm not a road rager, but the AI in this game does have a way to think you want to go when you've moved out a bit too far, even though you were going to wait, and then they stop and you have to be a bit forceful. If there is chat happening but it's not coming through for whatever reason, I do apologize. I am getting I do have Twitch and YouTube chats separate in OBS, just their respective chat boxes popped out. Almost missed my exit. Slow down just a bit. Oops. Wait. No, I don't need to be here. I don't know if highways are as confusing everywhere as they are in Belgium. It's like... and the Netherlands, to be fair. Europe. But I feel like it's worse in Belgium specifically. I don't like this intersection because it's very chaotic, like having to cross over. It's gonna be mostly at night, apparently. It's already 8 p.m. We need to follow generally to Calais, I assume. Not really sure. I wish I could drive without GPS and just follow the signs, but that's just not really gonna happen. Oops. Yeah, Brussels, Louvain. My hometown, Louvain, aka Leuven. Oops, going a bit too fast. There is something about recognizing places in video games. I suppose, well, maybe that's a bit unfair, but maybe that's pretty normal if you live in the US, since many video games are set in the US. Definitely more than Belgium, I'd say, unless it's some kind of World War game. But I'd say Euro Truck Sim is probably the closest I'm gonna get to feeling like I'm playing in my own country. It's a rather lovely sky, I must say. Let's turn on the lights because I have a knack for turning on my lights too late and getting fined. Just a quick check to make sure everything's running as it should on YouTube. Yeah, okay. Yup. Is it a good time for a screenshot? No. It's not a particularly pretty truck, in my opinion. It's a bit... well, it's small to begin with. Not that size is everything, but you know. Big truck go brr. Hey yo, how you doing? Nice to see you again. I feel like I know where this is in real life, this viaduct, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, automatic braking. Quite aggressively, I must say. And I don't need to be here. I was just saying earlier that highways in Belgium are no joke when it comes to... I really don't know what this is called. Is it a turnpike? Or like a clover leaf situation? I don't even know what it's called in Dutch, to be honest. Whoops. Yeah, I suspected this would be an issue, like checking chat while keeping to my lane. I'm doing my best. I'm just checking to see if the chat overlay thing was working properly. I think it's quite fancy. I really did my best to find something that was as low profile as it can be and not taking over the whole screen. While also combining both chats. Maybe I should have put it in the title that this is a multi-stream. The first attempt at a multi-stream. Jabbeke. Schipdonk Canal. It's just nice to see familiar names of like place names in a game. Being from Belgium, that's kind of rare. I'm sure there are some games that feature one of the bigger cities, like Brussels or Antwerp, maybe. I need to move over, but I can't, because this schlimak is on my left. FYI, we're on the way to Southampton. I was playing, or just doing some quick jobs yesterday. One from Dover to Cardiff. where I found out that if you start a quick job in England or in the UK, you get a right-hand drive truck, which I didn't know. I thought there was some setting where it was always left or right, no matter where you are. You've played this game quite a bit, haven't you? I seem to remember it's your most played game. Does that mean you have everything complete, or like, do you care at all about completion, or do you just do quick jobs? It seems quite a few people just do the quick jobs all the time and they don't care at all about the actual career aspect. Which I can understand. I don't have my own truck yet. I'm still saving up because I think I know which one I want eventually. It's just a matter of saving up a bit more and, more importantly, finding a dealer. Because I don't really know where you can buy Renault trucks. Why are you moving over to the left? It's my wife's worst nightmare. Traffic on the left lane in front of her. No, still straight. I've played a lot trying to get a garage in every city. Stupid question, but you mean your own garage, right? Not a dealer. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna like the career aspects, where you have to pay for everything yourself and like maintain your vehicles and get workers and, you know, infrastructure. Right now that sounds a bit intimidating, but I'm sure it's not as in-depth as I imagine. Your own garage, right? Whoa. Apologies. I should have turned on my high beams because I did not know that was coming. Oops. Every time I've played SnowRunner, and then I get back to this game, it's always an adjustment. And like the way trucks behave. It's not really a problem going from this game to SnowRunner. It's just the other way around that's a bit tricky. I'll read in a sec after I get on the train. Okay, to Felixstowe, assuming that's how you pronounce it. Once you get workers, money isn't an issue at the point where you can sleep in-game and make 500k. It's pretty sweet. Just need to take a sip. Carrying carbonated water. I never really pay attention to the cargo. Most times I don't even know if it's special cargo, like, you know, fragile or hazardous. I only find out at the end when I've delivered the stuff. Then I see that it was hazardous or just in time delivery. Okay, note to self, stay on the left. Do you have to do anything with the workers? Like, do you recruit them and then you don't have to worry about them, or do you have to actively assign them jobs or something? That's something I don't know yet. And I think for the next job, I might just Google where you can find a Renault dealer in what city. And then I'll just choose a quick job that takes me to that city, so I can discover the dealer, and then maybe buy a truck later. I think 80 kph is 50 miles an hour, not that it matters. Recruit them, give them a truck and a garage. Oh, okay. Do you have to get... Wait. Can you have multiple workers in one garage? Or does each worker need their own bespoke garage. It is kind of a shame that the England or UK, as far as I've seen it, I've only been to England, but it's kind of a shame that it looks noticeably worse. Maybe I wouldn't have noticed that if I hadn't read about it on Reddit. But now that I do know, it is pretty striking that everything looks quite a bit worse. So really, I shouldn't think about recruiting anyone if I don't have a second garage. Correct? Garage can start small, can fit 3 trucks, can be upgraded to fit 5. This is kind of dangerous. Also UK is getting a rework. Oh, nice. I kind of assumed, but I didn't read anything official. I might check if there is a setting where it only shows the local speed unit, because it's kind of confusing me that it's like 97 kilometers per hour. I'd prefer to just see 60. Because I know I'm in a miles country and seeing 97 tends to confuse me a bit, as if it's 97 miles per hour, which doesn't make sense. So yeah. As soon as I have a safe moment where I can pause. I think my cruise control is automatically adjusting. It's a tiny bit confusing that various truck brands all have a different kind of cruise control. In this specific truck it also brakes automatically, which is not standard, I think. I don't know. And something I feel like I should address briefly, because it might be confusing while I almost clip the SUV next to us. Since I'm also streaming on Twitch right now, I do have to keep ads in mind. Hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. There are no ads on YouTube, I think. I never really watch live streams on YouTube, so I can't say if there are or not. But yeah, we have it set up in Twitch to have a 3-minute ad break every hour. I thought that would be the most or the least intrusive. And during ad breaks, I'll try to not play and just chat for a bit, or if I need to take a break, I'll just go refill my water or something. It's a bit of a faff, but you know. I did consider cancelling my affiliate thing on Twitch because it's very old. I haven't streamed on Twitch in close to 10 years, I think. I think it said 7 or 8 years. Anyway, used to stream on Twitch exclusively before YouTube streaming was really a thing. I'm sure I've mentioned this in previous streams. But yeah. In a way, it felt a bit like cheating that I still have the affiliate status on Twitch. I'm going way too slow. For now, it seems to work fine, the multi-stream thing, but you know, if it starts to get a bit too much, I'll probably just end up doing separate streams on either platform. We shall see. I assume you drive right-hand drive, right? If so, is it very confusing, considering that, you know, unless you only do jobs in England, which I doubt, but most of Europe is left-hand drive. So I'm wondering if it's very confusing or not at all. Jesus. That was not responsible. It's kind of a miracle nothing worse happened. Hopefully there isn't too much noise from outside. There is still construction going on across the street, even in this weather. No, not this one. This one. I think I'm gonna go around the block just to see what that question mark is. You don't find it confusing? You did when you first started. But do you drive right-hand drive trucks all the time? or just if you're in the UK. I don't really know what would be the easiest. Like, I think it's the same for me, and I just want to drive left-hand drive all the time. Wait, no, not here. GPS is confusing me because it's pointing the wrong way. I adjusted the brake intensity yesterday because I felt like I had to be very delicate with the trigger to brake gently. But I might have made it a bit too unsensitive. Okay, manual park. I tend to do the parking in third person because it's just a bit much in first person. Okay. First try, no problem. I did not see that trailer in time. Nope, that's too much. Okay, okay. Don't overcorrect. Yeah, I mean, it's not my best parking job, but for a first attempt, I think it's fine. Okay, cool. Oh, it was a long distance delivery. It wasn't that long, I'd say. I'm not specializing. I don't know if it matters at all. I just go equally. Yep. The thing is, I'm not really sure if I want to get a Renault for my first truck. I did notice in whichever Renault it was that I drove yesterday that the front mirror is much more conveniently located, because you can see it without having to look right, which is quite nice. I do like Mercedes. In a way, I do like Iveco. I don't know how you say that. I did like the dash on the MAN truck I had yesterday. It's gonna be impossible to choose. Just want to see Wait. Because here... Yeah. Just to see what I have. DAF, I don't think I want a DAF. Man could be DAF, Volvo, DAF. The thing is, I could already comfortably afford a used truck. I'm just not sure if I want to buy a used truck. I think I'd prefer to buy a new one, which I don't even know how much they cost, to be fair. Because if we're looking used... 5 stars if possible. Renault T Sleeper. $152, that's a bit much. What are we thinking? Should I get this Renault? I'm gonna try and pronounce it correctly, but it's a bit weird switching between English and French. I'm really not sure what I want to do. Because if I would buy a new truck, I'd have to buy one while I'm doing a quick job, no? Am I getting that all wrong? I'm not gonna buy a right-hand drive, just want to see if it's... Yeah, doesn't matter. Used could be good for a starter. Yeah, the thing is, I think the one good reason why I would want to buy a used truck is that then I can just drive around without doing jobs, just exploring, uncovering cities. I mean, not cities necessarily, but I could explore a bit more freely. I'm gonna check where I can find a words are difficult. A Renault dealer. It's a bit cheating, but not really, I think. Renault trucks. Lyon, Paris, Duisburg, Rostock, Felixstowe. Wait, because maybe I'm way off the mark anyway. Let's say we go there. Oh no, that's DAF. My mistake. Did I not have a man dealer yet? I thought I did, no. Oh, Calais. Okay, okay. 127. They look pretty cool though. Oh no, I'm such an idiot. That's what we have. This is the price. 263, the cheapest. 107. $149, 117. Yeah, I don't know. I think let's just try to find a Renault dealer in Paris or Lyon. This is Lyon from Calais. Paris, Amsterdam, Dijon, Paris. That's not too far. Yeah, okay. What truck am I in? Dijon, Paris, in a Mercedes. Quite like those as well. Okay. Enough dilly-dallying. Again, I did not pay attention to the type of cargo. Doesn't really matter. We're not in England anymore, so stay on the right. Well, excuse me. I felt some sass in that overtake maneuver. Like judgment, you know. Yo. Yeah, could have gone. He's going left, no, right. So let's be a bit assertive. I'm really close to the mirrors. It's not a bad thing, but the mirrors on the left seem very close. I don't even really know, if I think about it, if you're supposed to, like... What do you mean? Should I have my headlights on now? It's very bright when I'm being penalized for not having my lights. Yo. I'm sorry. If you want to see mixed English and Dutch instructions, That was your chance. Maybe I should really raise the brake intensity just a bit, because it was, well, 100% is default. I set it to 90%. Maybe that's a bit low. Try not to clip the police officer. It's always raining in France. I guess maybe that's accurate. I do my best to indicate as you would. Yeah, it's fine. I never really know how to handle merges like that, because I'd have to stop fully in order to see if there's traffic coming, so I just tend to like assume there's no traffic and pray for the best. Yeah. You know. It is very tempting to get all the DLCs, even though I'm nowhere near, like I've only scratched the surface of the stuff I have, which, come to think of it, I'm not even sure what I have in terms of DLCs. Not the Iberico thing. Iberica, whatever it's called. Spain and Portugal. I know I have Scandinavia, but I think that's about it. Unless Poland is also a DLC. I really don't know, but I kind of want to know. One time I misremembered the controls, because down on the D-pad controls the wipers, just toggles through the various speeds. But in a moment of stupidity I kind of assumed that holding down on the D-pad just stops them no matter what setting you're in. But of course, holding down is the handbrake. So, yeah, going 90 or however fast I was going, I did it again. It's because I was talking about it. My brain can't compute. So I've done that twice now. Engaged the handbrake on the highway. And both times nothing bad has happened. So I'm gonna assume that the AI is smart enough to stop in time. Still, I should not do it. For obvious reasons. And there's an ad coming up. So I'm gonna use that time to take a sip. Maybe take a screenshot, because it's kind of nice weather. Am I transporting livestock? No. See, I just don't pay attention. It's kind of a morbid screenshot then. If I'd be going purely based on looks, I think I'd either end up with a Mercedes or a man. Volvos and Renaults can look cool as well, but I don't know. In the blink of an eye, I thought that was the Eiffel Tower. I'm not a smart man. 4 Eiffel Towers. Yeah, I apologize to Twitch viewers. I'll have to think of a better solution to manage my time during ads. Because I haven't been on Twitch even to watch in years, so I have to re-familiarize myself with the whole platform in a way. Oh, I'm sorry, fellow truck driver, for being slow. From what I've seen, I mean, from the few streams on Twitch that I have been trying to catch, it seems that ads don't necessarily take over the whole video as I thought they would, but that probably depends on, you know, what device you're on. Because I was only watching on PC. Maybe they do take over the whole screen on phones. It's just growing pains, I hope, and things I will only have to figure out once and then never again. To 90. It's a bit of a longer trip than I was expecting. Still 190 kilometers. Okay, this is a bit narrow. I do kind of like that in this game. In situations like that, you have to kind of just roll with it and pray. It's not the most responsible way to handle potentially dangerous scenarios, but let's be real, there are no real consequences. Do you tend to drive very realistically and like safe, or do you treat it more like a video game and just fly through everything, disregarding the safety of others? Okay, let's follow this truck. Should have gone left. Tend to want to play mostly realistically. Or as realistically as you can play with a controller. Gonesse, Paris Centre. I have to say, our recent trip to Paris kind of rekindled my liking of France generally. I had this idea that it's just not a very nice country for whatever reason. I know that makes no sense. Especially since it was only based on our previous experience with Paris, which was very bad. As in, we didn't even stay there, we just drove to Paris, tried to find the parking garage we had planned to park at, unsuccessfully. And yeah, after a minor panic attack, we just bailed and went home. Essentially paying like 50 euro or something, I forget exactly, just to drive to Paris and back. With the tolls. It's not that much further. 73 kilometers. Most of the time drive safe, unless in a convoy with friends, then racing does happen. I like that you make it sound as if it's out of your control. That it just... That's a bad crash. And this was one also, almost. Yeah, like racing just transpires. Come to think of it, maybe the best plan is to just find a dealer of each brand and then check them all out, see which ones I can afford. Probably not many. So at least we can make a more informed decision. Which means I'd still have to find dealers for Mercedes, Iveco. Please help me, how do you pronounce that brand? Because I really can't make up my mind. In Dutch, I would say Iveco. In English, I guess I'd lean towards Iveco. If you can spell it out phonetically, then at least I'll have a better idea. But yeah, we need Mercedes, Iveco, Scania, I think. I think that's all of them. Because DAF we had a MAN dealer, Volvo, because it was the starter one. I think that's all the brands. Of course. It seems there might not be a dealer here in Paris. I mean, not where we need to be. I did not the heat is getting to my brain. I did not consider the fact that we might not pass the question mark and then we can't really find the Renault dealer. It's not on the map even if we zoom out. It's all the way there. Iveco. I did not consider that option, but it makes sense. It's kind of annoying. Like, how do you find jobs where you drive past dealers? Or is it just random chance? Please open your gate so I can enter your facilities at a terrible angle. Right. Let's try this again. That's not gonna do it, although barely. Okay. I'll take the 90 XP challenge. Do you have any personal rules about parking? Or does it just depend on what you feel like in the moment, if you do the manual park or not? No, first there. It's a nice color as well, this silvery grey, and that's just terrible. That's not much better, but I think I could make it work. Nope. Try to do the hard one, yeah. I think I've only done the completely auto parking, like where you just skip the whole thing once because I had to leave. No. That won't do. Come on, man. It's not much better. in a weird way, I feel like reversing is easier, or you know, of course visibility wise it's much easier in third person, but I feel like steering wise I always overcorrect in third person much more than I do in first person. I don't know. No, it's not even registering as a successful park. Yeah. I sense judgment from the game. No, I did not hit the gate. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna do. I moved forward just a bit too much. Thank you. Apologies, just message from my wife about the situation with the house. I don't think I talked about it in depth, but I'm sure I did mention we're in the process of buying an apartment. Long story short, the seller is kind of being difficult because we had an appointment, or we have an appointment with the notary to sign the definitive thing in June, so we would get the apartment as of July, and that's when we would start paying as well. But the seller seems to have problems, like problems finding a place, just general issues of some kind. And yeah, we had to know when we would, you know, the main thing for us was that we had to know when we should give notice here in our current place. But that's kind of difficult, so most likely the whole signing thing will be rescheduled for later, so we don't have to give notice just yet. Yeah. Not very interesting. Let's try to go somewhere new. Although no, I said I wanted to find all kinds of dealers. But maybe there's not much points, because even if, like in this case, we knew there was a dealer, a Renault dealer in Paris, but we couldn't really go to it, so maybe I should just keep exploring new cities and hoping that I will find any dealer. we'll need quite a bit more money anyway, so I think that's probably the best. Let's go somewhere in England. Antwerp, Felixstowe. A luxury yacht. Okay. Color me intrigued. If it wants to load, that is. Did you do all the driving lessons? Like the tutorial section? It's kind of funny. I'll have to remember to take a screenshot when we're not in an ugly dock. Okay. It does look a lot like Antwerp, just the skyline. I know all cities are kind of a condensed approximation of the city they're supposed to represent. But still, it looked very familiar. Not yet, since they were added, haven't played that much. This also looks very familiar. The luchtbal, as it's called. And I'm pretty sure once we get on the highway, we'll be driving past the, well, what used to be known, what used to be called Sportpaleis, the big arena venue. But it was renamed to Afast Dome a few years ago. No one really likes it. Most people still call it Sportpaleis because that's what it was called for many years. Forever. But I'm not sure we're gonna drive past it. How difficult are they? I only did the first set, so like the first 28. Oh, it's here on the left. The tent-like structure. That's the Afas Dome, where all the big bands play. Oops. Most of them, from what I remember at least, were pretty easy. Trying to remember specifically. Like the individual challenges where you have to do specific things, like one where you have to parallel park, one where you have to reverse diagonal park. Those are all fine, even though some of them still took several attempts. But there were a few absolute doozies. I forget which ones specifically of the smaller ones, but for sure there's 2 final exam challenges where you have to drive around a whole lot across or through various obstacles with tight turns and slaloms, park a certain way and then continue. Those were pretty darn difficult. And for me at least, kind of rage-inducing. Because you have to do the whole thing in one go, and it's like... It's hard to say how long they took, but I want to say 15 to 20 minutes each. From start to finish. Because it's like a... like reverse, hitch the trailer, set off, do a bit of maneuvering, then some more easy driving to the next section of the training facility. And then some more technical stuff, and you know, it's a lot. And as soon as you crash, it's over. Like, if you hit anything with any impact, or even... It hasn't been that long, but still I can't remember very specifically, but any kind of impact counts as a fail, pretty much. It's still fun, and I think I made it more frustrating than it could have been for myself, because I didn't know how many lessons there would be total. So I just started with the intention to do a few, and then as soon as I found out how many there are in that set, I wanted to do them all in one go, because it was pretty late at night and I didn't want to stop and then continue the next day or whatever. So I kind of forced myself to do them all that night. And it was getting late. I was getting progressively worse at driving. And yeah, I'm just kind of... I was glad to be done with it. Not really proud. Like the feeling of relief was bigger than the sense of accomplishment. And I shudder to think what the other sets of lessons are going to be about, because those are, from what I saw, more advanced things. I don't really know exactly what they're about, what you have to do. Could be fun to try that. Probably not today, but sometime. It's maybe a bit more varied than just doing quick jobs. Who put this here? Gonna see if this is a good spot for a... Well, probably not, because we're almost in this shadow thing. No. Yeah, they are fun, they're just kinda... Some of them are a bit tedious. Really only the final exams are tedious because they're so long, and it's a bit punishing to have to redo the whole thing. But I will say, I'm pretty sure they did make me better at driving in the game. By that I mean they were kinda helpful for more specific things which you probably don't have to do very often at all. That was very slurred. If you do the manual parking most of the time anyway, like, I guess the parking specific lessons will be a bit easier. We should probably rest at some point because we have 7 hours left. I mean, I don't know what you call it, but the awake meter is at 7 hours, so we can drive for 7 more hours. But the destination is 5 hours away, which might be a bit close. I hope the chat on screen is big enough to be readable, legible. Doesn't matter that much to viewers who are on the same platform, but in your case, if someone from Twitch would chat, apologies, colleague, there was nothing I could do because this car was blocking my left. If you would want to read something someone wrote on Twitch, I hope it's still readable on screen, because that's the whole point. To avoid confusion as much as I can, because I didn't really think about this, but it does make total sense that like if I'm talking to you right now on YouTube, viewers on Twitch might not know what you say and thus might not know what I'm responding to, which would be very confusing. Yup, a bit too fast. Ooh, that's kind of nice with the sunset behind. Hey yo, Stinka, what's up? How are you? Just for my own sanity, are you the same Stenka as on YouTube? I had a viewer on YouTube who was called that. Almost. I don't want to spend too much time with this screenshot, but I do want to make it look good, which is kind of difficult because the sun is behind us, which is not ideal. No, I'm gonna wait. Try not to fall asleep from the heat. Yeah, that's very much the vibe right now, which is ironic because heat makes me sleepy, and also playing this game for extended periods of time makes me sleepy. So chill. I know what you meant, because I think you said one time that you sometimes fall asleep playing this. At the time, I thought that was a bit weird, but now I totally get it. That was a terrible turn. Surprisingly, it's quite bearable in my room. Yo. Folkestone, yes. I do have a fan to my left, which you can't see, I think. I am gonna tweak something real quick. If I can remember where. Why am I doing this with the controller? Braking intensity 95, because 90 is a bit too slow. How hot is it where you are currently? I think today where I'm at, it's... Oh, and I was gonna check. Sorry, I keep interrupting myself. Today they gave 31, maybe 32 degrees. But surprisingly, it's not that bad. Maybe because it's a bit cloudy. So it's not a lot of direct sun. Where would I find that stuff? Assistance, no. Trailer camera. Time zones. Not sure I want to mess with that. Probably doesn't matter because I'm not in the same time zone because I travel to England. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find a setting where I can have the speed in miles per hour when I'm in the UK. I'd say that should be here somewhere. Region presets. No. Secondary names. When enabled, cities and countries will be displayed in both your selected language as well as the native language. Yep. I don't think there's a way to get it the way I prefer, so I guess we're gonna have to get used to kilometers per hour when in England. Okay. Cloudy, not... wait. Cloudy 2, so a bit better. 23, that's like freezing. Feels hotter. Yeah, it's... I don't monitor my temps as much as I probably should. But I know it can be a bit toasty. Not dangerously so. Wait, if I can remember the keyboard shortcuts. Was it Control Shift O? No. I'm sure it was, but it's not showing up. Hang on, apologies. Just want to check. But for some reason it's not in my start menu anymore. The AMD adrenaline thing. So never mind. Okay. It's heavy, probably getting a thunderstorm. Yeah, same. They did predict rain with potentially some storm tonight. Would be kinda nice. Although I'd prefer if it didn't rain while I'm streaming, because it can get very loud on the roof window. I'm not used to British road conventions, and like I shouldn't have even stopped there. Are you bad with heat generally? Whoops. Because Lord knows I am. Anything above 20 is getting too hot. Anything above 25 is reason for me to not go outside at all. Anything above 30 is just preposterous. Trying to do my indicating as I should. That's the only kind of realistic thing I really try to stick to. And this is very tight. And this would be a good angle for a screenshot because the light is in front of us. our rainwater container was emptied yesterday, so it would be nice to get rain. I feel so old saying shit like this. Well, rightfully so, in a sense. Maybe that just shows I know what I want to say, I don't know how to say it. Maybe that just shows that you have some kind of responsibility to think about. Because if it's empty, do you have no water at all? Or is it just like shower water and stuff? There's not such great light. Let's make it a bit earlier. But not so early. Yeah, I don't really know. If we're honest, it doesn't even matter. Something like this. I just need to take some screenshots so I can use them for the thumbnails later on YouTube. To replace the generic thumbnail I use for the actual stream. You do well until 30. The bad thing is having to go run at like 9 PM to not die. Well, there's a simple solution, just don't go running. But I'm being facetious. Using tap water for plants feels like a waste. Probably isn't that good for plants. Ah, that's a good point. Hang on. Apologies, but I want to try something. Because I just noticed that that long messages get cut off in the thing at the bottom. So I want to try and also enable the other overlay. Center horizontally. Doing my best to not clutter the screen too much. Okay. If all goes well, that should work. Now if I could switch back to my game. One thing I haven't really figured out yet, and I don't know if there is an obvious answer, is when you should turn on your lights. And please don't say when it's dark. It's just that I have gotten a fine because I didn't turn on my lights in time. But to me it was still light enough, so I didn't need to turn on my lights, but the game thought differently. And yeah, I just don't really know if there is an obvious point at which you should turn on your lights. This could be a good spot. I'm trying to be fast about this because I know it's not the most interesting thing to watch. Okay. Come on, faster, man. I have noticed for myself that, like, it's kind of funny, I suppose. My wife is the only driver in the household. I don't drive, which I guess is ironic in of itself, because I play a lot of driving games. But yeah, when she road rages, it's not always full rage, just to clarify, just minor frustration. Her driving language, to put it more accurately, is Polish. I should refuel. Apologies, that was a bit risky. I guess through here. Her road language is Polish, and as such I noticed that mine has become Polish as well. Probably less so now during the stream, because I'm a bit more self-conscious about it. But when I'm playing by myself and something or someone in the game annoys me, I tend to default to Polish. What little Polish I know. Wait. Okay. I can see why that message got auto-modded. I think for headlights it's between 8 PM 7 AM. Some countries it's all the time. Oh really? I don't think I've been in a country yet where I got fined immediately for not having my lights. But yeah. We learn as we go, I suppose. For the record, I am open to feedback about the multi-stream in general. For clarity, because I didn't specifically mention it, I am live on Twitch and YouTube right now, doing my best to divide my attention equally as needed. But yeah, it's a bit of a learning curve, I suppose. And there will be an ad in 25 seconds. So I think I'm gonna take a quick break, refill my bottle. In time, I'd like to set up some kind of game or whatever, because I don't really know how to manage YouTube or Twitch. More accurately, I don't know how to manage both streams while an ad is playing. That's something I have to figure out still. So yeah, I'm gonna pause my game real quick and I will be right back just to refill my bottle and maybe have a snack because I'm feeling a bit peckish. I should really set up hotkeys for my scene switching. Okay, be right back. Okay. Jesus. I'm winded just from climbing the stairs. That was a bit vigorous. Whoops, dude. If I may. How is this my fault? I probably can't reverse much because of traffic behind. Okay. If you would kindly piss off. These British drivers, man. I jest, of course. And it's... What are you doing, man? Don't mind me, just maneuvering in the middle of the highway. I got all confused. I thought I had to go left as well, which I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure if I finished my point from earlier, but the point is I am open to feedback about the stream in general, specifically about the multi-stream thing. If for whatever reason it's not as enjoyable to watch as a non-multi-stream, as in just one stream on Twitch or YouTube, not both, do let me know and I'll try to, make it better in any way I can. Should be able to just follow the signs to Felixstowe. Maybe at some point that will become a personal challenge. Jesus. These exits are no joke. Maybe at some point it will become a personal challenge to try and finish jobs without GPS. I don't think I'm quite there yet. Not in the least because I haven't even been to most of the cities in all of Europe, or in Europe in as far as I have access to it without DLCs. I forget if this is the second or third job we're doing. think maybe just a second, which is a bit preposterous because I've been live for 2.5 hours. And they weren't that long. No, we did 3 for sure. This is the 3rd. Because we did one from Lyon to Paris, now Antwerp to Felixstowe, or was it Southampton? Half the time I forget what country I'm in. Like even yesterday I started a job and I was considering doing one in England. So I set off, start driving on the left, and then I realize I'm in France. There was no traffic, so I couldn't tell just from traffic. But yeah. Oh. How was I supposed to know to keep right? I know, it's very irresponsible. I should just keep going in the lane I'm in and let the GPS reroute me, but it's a calculated risk to try and change lanes when you're not supposed to. Luckily the police doesn't really intervene. That would be kind of cool though. If you could, I mean, if they would actively stop you if they caught you doing something. Maybe there are mods for stuff like that. What truck is this? A Mercedes? It surprises me that some trucks like this one and I forget which one when I was driving yesterday, they just can't go above 90. Even when the limit is 97. Okay, slow right down. Because I struggle with having to leave the highway on the left. The sign in the road said 60, which, if I'm not mistaken, is 97 kph. But the GPS still says 80. I have my wipers on still. I don't play very sim-like to begin with, so what little control I have over the vehicle I do want to keep, like the wipers and lights, indicators. There is a question mark. Which I would like to check out. We have time. We have 3 hours left of legal driving before we pass out. Actually, I don't really know what happens if you exceed the driving time. No, nothing here. Could I just exit on the left here? I think so. I just want to drive past the question mark in the hopes that it's a dealer. I don't know if it will say. Yeah, Renault truck dealer. Nice. Definitely want to check that out when we're done. Noise outside. Or potentially inside, which would be a bit worrying. I can't quite place where it's coming from. And just here on the left. Yeah. Probably gonna be a reverse park. Yeah. In a way, having to park in a tight space is difficult for obvious reasons. But at the same time, sometimes it's a bit easier because I don't overshoot the spot as much. Because I can't physically. Let me know if this is too loud, like if I'm outside the truck. It's quite a bit louder than when you're in the cabin. Yeah, that's pretty good, but not really. We got it first try in the first job, and then the next two have just been way worse. No. Okay, now slowly. It is fun to park manually, but sometimes it just doesn't click. Sweet. Long distance, high value, and fragile. I really have to pay more attention to the cargo before I start. Why does this start from the right and these start from the left? Oh, because it's, yeah. Sure. Why wouldn't you trust me with explosive cargo? There's no reason to think I would not do well. Okay, wait. So we want to check out that Renault dealer. I thought Felixstowe was somewhere here, but I guess not. Visits. We have 155, pretty much. The cheapest one is 117. $204, $209. But see, it's not on this one, I think. The front mirror. So on this one, the mirror is right there and not all the way on the right side. Which means I don't have to like actively look right all the time when I want to check that mirror. So is this gonna be our first truck then? I kinda wish I could see where the mirror is on these. $209, can't afford this. Available from level... oh, level 16. Well... I'm very much open to input as to which one I should buy, because I probably won't be able to decide for myself. I think I prefer, right, if I could afford it and if I had the right level, I would probably buy this one, even though I can't because I don't have enough cash. But it's gonna be quite a while before we can afford this one. So I'm thinking if I should get something, whatever else, as a first truck and consider this the one to upgrade to. Is there a point in that? I don't really know. The short of it is we need a lot more money. So we might as well keep uncovering some more cities. I'm tempted to be methodical about this, maybe more than I should be, and try to unlock all the ones in England and Scotland and Wales. In short, UK. Maybe I should unlock all these first or just mix it up. Really does not even matter. I haven't driven a DAF truck today, so let's do that. Let's go Eindhoven, Geneva. Sure. DAF, smiley face, sleeper. We'll do this one if there's time, which there might not be, but if there's time, I'll try a Scania, because I don't think I've driven a Scania either. So, yeah. Eindhoven. It's not the best first impression. The mirrors are very strange. Where do I even need to be? Don't clip the sign. Yeah, that's the sign gone. Just send the invoice to my employer. In a way, it's kind of fun, actually. And they do, like, the mirrors, the way they are, do give much better visibility, so maybe I shouldn't dismiss DAF trucks just yet. Nice indicator sound. Yes, that is a factor in my decision-making process. I hate merges like this. I know I can look in the mirror. I didn't think I'd be able to see anything in the mirror. Oh, yeah. And now I can't see. Oh, we're actually carrying 2 more trucks. What are you still doing in the intersection? It is, right? I'm not insane for saying that. Because as much as I like Mercedes visually, I think the indicator sounds a bit worse. I am gonna sound insane, but this one feels more comforting. Whatever that means, just lower pitched. I have learned that you know, as opposed to normal real life, yellow does not mean go. Because if it's yellow and you still try to make it before it goes red, 9 times out of 10 I end up getting fined because I ran a red light when it really wasn't red yet. Indicate like a good citizen. What was that? Leenderheide. Maastricht, Weert, Valkenswaard, Venlo. Forgot to check. I haven't seen any photography achievement things today. What is that sound? Feels like I'm either hitting something or about to hit something, but I'm not. I do kind of like the dash as well. I like the dash in man trucks because it's a bit futuristic in a way. Whoops. I don't even know what happened. Why I swerved left. And why I'm going 10 miles over the limit. Kilometers, I mean. When I'm speaking English, as I do on stream, my mind kinda switches to English units of measurement. I'm only finding out about this right now. But I think it is a common thing for me to do. There should be some more streaming tonight. I'm not sure if this is gonna be the last job for now, or if I'll do one more. But at the most it's gonna be one more. And preferably not a long one. Then I intend to have dinner. And then I will have more time to stream after dinner. 'Cause Anna's out for a wedding, and she'll only be back 11-ish, 10:30 at the earliest. I'm kind of inclined to play some Isaac later. As much as I've kind of made SnowRunner my stream thing, I guess, and by extension other trucking games like this and ATS. I could play some ATS as well. But I don't know. Maybe it makes sense to play 2 different games if I'm doing 2 streams in one day. Input is welcome. Tomorrow I'll probably end up starting Alaska in SnowRunner. I did check the mirrors that time. So, you know, tonight will either be Isaac, The Binding of Isaac, that is. I keep saying Isaac because it's quite a mouthful otherwise. I'm trying to focus because I'm not sure where to go. Sorry. Oh, okay, could have stayed right. I'm telling you, these Dutch/Belgian turnpikes are all kinds of confusing. There is a photography thing on the map. There was. To the east of us right now. But yeah, so tonight, Isaac, maybe I will play more ETS. I feel like I'm kinda on a mission now to grind until we can afford the first truck. I could also start ATS. Whoops. And I need to go here and slow down. Whatever game you're motivated to play would be best. That's a very wise answer. The thing is, I can predict that I won't know what I want to play most when the time comes that I need to set up the title and everything. The thing is, I've been watching some Binding of Isaac streams in the last week because it's just a fun game to watch, in my opinion. It's a bit more interactive, maybe. I don't want to call it more interesting, because that's the wrong word, but you know, it's a bit more what I mean to say is, in a game like this, you can't really give much input as a viewer if you would want to, not that you have to. Whereas in a game like Isaac, there can be some more audience participation, if you want to call it that, as to which items to take or not take, if I missed anything in the game. But I'm aware that SnowRunner and ETS and ATS are very different from Isaac. Or I should say Isaac is very different from those other games. So if people subscribes because I play a trucking game, that might be, like, they might very well not like games like Isaac as much or at all. It's all stuff I shouldn't be as worried about as I am. Not that I'm worried necessarily, just I overthink. It's really 50-50 right now. What game it's gonna end up being. Or 25-25. 25-25. Equal chance of Isaac, ETS, ATS, or SnowRunner. I have been playing quite a bit of SnowRunner on PlayStation as well, still in Wisconsin. But I'm getting somewhat close to the end. Currently I'm doing the train departure job. I gathered all 3 sequoia trees. Now it's just a few more things I need to deliver to the train station place. And after that it's really just logging, which will be an absolute slog, but no pun intended. If it was even a pun. The jury is out. Oh. Oh, damn it. I've passed by this question mark several times now. But I've always had to go this way, the way we're going now, straight. So I can't actually discover or uncover the question mark. Wisconsin is so beautiful. We love heavily forested American Canadian regions. Yeah. I'm inclined to agree. I will say, mission-wise, Wisconsin isn't really becoming a favorite. I don't think, from memory, it's not as bad as Yukon was. Because Yukon was an absolute slog. In Wisconsin, you don't have to do the same routes, the same exact routes as many times, but still. There's a bunch of contracts, and maybe tasks, I forget. A bunch of missions, generally, that are just... I don't know. Just a bit tedious. Paper factory. Yeah, true. That's definitely the most tedious one, because you had like... It's been too long already, I forget exactly, but the route from... I think it is like back and forth a lot between the paper factory and the storage place on the left. The one where you have to either go through pretty rough terrain or the more direct approach is through the water. That specific crossing I've done like 10 times, if not more. All in the twin steer, because it's the only one that could do it with some gusto. Straight, right, yeah. Why would you slow down here? It just makes it more difficult for me to pick up speed. Well, I think, as far as I remember, all regions are kind of, or to rephrase, I don't think there hasn't been a region where I wasn't relieved that it was over. Because it's always a lot of work. Like, in any region there are long contracts and many contracts, so no matter how easy or difficult the terrain is, whoops, no crash, as easy or difficult as the terrain is, you always have to do the same routes many times by the end. So, yeah. But I agree, Wisconsin is a pretty region. And far from the most difficult. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Amher is next after Wisconsin. I forget exactly. If it is, I'm probably not prepared for how difficult that's gonna be. I've heard all the horror stories. In most, if not all, polls, Amher ends up as the most difficult region, or at least top 3 most difficult. I don't know, for most people always feel burned out around 75%. Yeah. That's pretty accurate, actually. Because there's the, you know, the first phase when you just start a map and then everything is new and interesting. Finding all the towers. Finding a garage if there is one. Just, you know, getting to know the map. Then the first tasks might be kind of easy, but then they start getting more difficult because you need to like really learn the routes, which are safe, which are less safe, which are a complete shit show. It's a kind of dog, kind of. And then around halfway, usually you kind of know where to go and where not to go. So that's the easier part in a sense. I should still rest, because I have 4 hours left before I get fatigued, but it's more than 4 hours till destination. Hammer's next, haven't touched it. Have you skipped it or just not reached it yet? I don't know if you play maps in order. I do. But yeah, and then, as you said, indeed, the 75%, that's when you start to work towards completing it and looking forward to being done with it and moving on. Finishing Glades has been quite pleasant. Not many cargo. Don't mind the farming. I'm kind of curious about the farming. I've heard reports that it's kind of tedious and slow and it doesn't always work very well. But some people really enjoy it. I think I will like it, unless it really just doesn't work as intended. You don't play in order since the trucks you find in Amber don't interest you. I'm not pressed to go there. Yeah, that's fair enough. I will at least try it, but there's a real chance I won't be able to do it all in one go, and I'll just skip to the next map and go back and forth between the two, depending on my will to live. But I feel like I should at least give it a good try first before deciding if it's too difficult or not, because I really don't know. Mais qu'est-ce qui se passe ici, hein? Trying to throw in some French, since it's kind of appropriate. If I could, that would be fun, and like pretty random, but maybe kind of fun if I would be able to talk the language of whatever country I'm in the game. Okay, our mesh thing on the window just fell off. People don't like farming because you go over the field with 3 different trailers, plowing, seeding, harvesting. Yeah. Right now it sounds like a nice change from the usual cargo delivery stuff. I think I will like it, but we'll see. Oops. I really have to pay attention in advance to changes in speed limit. Because a few times I've gotten fined as soon as it changed because I was going way too fast. And then, if it went from, I don't know, 80 to 50 or whatever, like the second it changed, I'd get a fine. I forgot I had to rest. I hope I still can. Somewhere. The Glades tractors are very bad. Used one you get in Austria. That's pretty good, so maybe that's why I find it alright. Oh. Yeah, I'm just letting it happen, really. It doesn't seem like there will be rest stops, which is a bit of a problem because it's 3 hours more till destination. But we can only drive for 2 more hours. I don't think it's gonna be 3 more hours of this. In-game hours, I mean. I feel like there should be a bit more highway. And if there's highway, there should be more rest spots. Rest stops. So I kind of forgot where we're going. Jesus. Sorry. I startle easily, especially when doors randomly slam shut from the wind. I do apologize. It's because the window in my room is open and one floor lower. The bathroom door is also open and the bathroom window. So whenever there's a strong draft, that's the first door that's gonna slam shut. We might get fined. So we're down to the last hour with no rest spots in sight. And there's an ad coming up in 50 seconds. Stenka, could you let me know how the ads are for you? Like, do they take over the whole screen or not? Because, like I mentioned, that's one thing I have to think about, is how I want my ads to behave. Because now it's 1 3-minute ad break every hour. Because that seemed to be the most reasonable one. I'm not really sure how to manage that. I should have stopped. When we passed by the last rest stop, Whoops. For a second I did consider pulling in at the last second, somewhat dangerously, but I wasn't keeping track of the fatigue time, and now it's gonna be too late. It's a man. Come on. There is a rest spot. Is there? No. Gas station, I think there's a rest spot as well. Barely in time. I know. Please don't let this have any difficult kind of parking. Oops. Came in hot. I don't know what my fuel situation is like, because I can't understand the dials. But yeah, I have to rest first anyway. So let's try to park here. Okay, don't even have to be fully parked. Okay. Fuel is at 53%, so should be fine for the last hour. I don't know if it's the brake intensity that's still not really adjusted properly for me, but I'm struggling a bit to brake in time and not like a lunatic. Why do I need to go right? Do I have to go around? No. Strange. Oh. I just noticed on the dash that it indicates if something's close to you. Come on, man. I can't see the green light, I can't see the red. As long as I can see green, we're fine. It does pull up a bit slowly. I'm guessing that's just a lack of power. But yeah, I think this is gonna be the last job for now. I feel like we discovered something. Oh no, that was the Renault dealer last time. So yeah. But I will have a look at the DAF dealer just to see if I can afford anything from there. Because it turns out I like DAF trucks more than I thought I did. Especially visibility wise, it's quite nice to not have the side mirrors block your view. I don't know if I need to be here. I think, yeah. Genève, La Praille. Another question mark, which I... 2 question marks I can't get to. We'll get all of that in due time, I hope. If we have our own truck, we can just drive around and find new dealers and stuff. Just coasting right here and left. Yeah, in here I guess. Okay. Probably should have ordered my dinner during the stream, because now if I order after I end, I'm still gonna have to wait. Which I suppose does make it easier to decide what I want to order, because I wasn't sure between 2 things. Kebab or fries. But the fries, I mean, we only really have one place to order from, and it tends to take 1 to 2 hours. Okay, not the best start. No. It looked so promising, but then right at the end I overcooked it. Should be okay. Yeah. Not perfect, but acceptable. Okay. Quite a good chunk of money. I think I generally don't take the longer contracts. For some reason it's kind of a mental block. Like it's easier to do multiple short, quick jobs than one long one for some reason. Wait. Because I apologize, this will be a bit boring. Maybe I'm just gonna see what the ETA would be for my dinner. Come on. If they're even open. But it's a Friday. Chip shops should be open by law on Friday. But it's probably gonna be kinda late. Oh no. Oh no, but that's takeaway. I want delivery. Yeah, earliest between 7:30 and 7:45. No. I had chips slash fries slash frites last week. Question is my favorite kebab open? It's always something. I don't think they are. Bomber A. Oh, okay. They weren't in my favorites, but I guess they are open. Yeah. I apologize, I don't know why I decided to do this on stream, but I thought maybe if I know it will take a while to deliver, maybe I'd have time for another short job. It's around dinner time for you, right? What are you having for food? I say that maybe it's not even close to dinner time because it's not even 6 yet. Usually we only have dinner around 8 or so. Why is it so difficult to just choose one of two options. Do I want kebab? Then order kebab. Do I want fries? Then order fries. It's never that simple with your boy. Also with kebab I have to keep in mind their minimum delivery, which I might not be able to meet. It's probably gonna be like salad, yes. Carrot, yes. Oh. Why not fries and kebab? You raise a good point. But see, stuff like this pisses me off. You can choose vegetables, right? And you can only choose one. First option, no vegetables. And then salad, carrot, cucumber, onions, corn, tomatoes. I want everything except corn and tomatoes. I think I was away from a game for too long. My screen just went black. What is happening? OBS just switched screen. And now all my docs are resized. Yeah, so no vegetables or one kind of vegetable is all you can select, which makes 0 sense. Add €1.50. I try not to drink soft drinks, but they leave me no choice. Sprite, sure. I feel like I should apologize for doing this on stream because it has nothing to do with the game. And they tend to like even though now it says 45 to 55 minutes delivery time, most times when we order from there it's like half an hour, so they're unreliable in the opposite way. They're not late, they're way too early. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. 1 durum chicken, samurai sauce, all vegetables except tomato, and 1 Sprite because I needed to meet the minimum delivery price. Sure, I'll tip because it's very hot. Although they have 250 delivery fee. Am I a terrible person for not tipping if they have a delivery fee included? Address is correct. Okay. Order placed. It's very annoying indeed, since you're making me very oh. Sorry. I should have been more considerate. But yeah, since I don't really know when they will deliver, might be 15 minutes from now, might be 45 minutes from now. Right now it says 59 minutes, but that might as well be half an hour, so I really don't know. So I think to avoid having to end the stream very abruptly, I'm just gonna call it here and I'll be back after. It's 5:45 now, so even if they only deliver 6:45, I should be able to get back around 7:30ish. Yeah, like I said, might be more ETS, might be ATS, might be SnowRunner, although I think I want to save SnowRunner for tomorrow. At the minute, most likely it's going to be Isaac, just because I kind of feel like playing that. It's been way too long. And I know it's kind of a fun game to watch, in my opinion. I don't know if the game interests you at all, or if you are familiar with it. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for now. So yeah, let's say it's 6 now. I'll try to be back by 7:30 at the latest, if they order in time. See, now it changed to 32 minutes. I wasn't lying. So actually I might have to hurry, because it'll change to delivering now. And then I'll have to hurry to get downstairs. So yeah, thank you for hanging out. As always, on your separate platforms. I think the multi-streaming is working decently well for now. There was some trouble at first, but hopefully the quality is as it should be. Catch you tonight. Bon appétit. Merci beaucoup. Yeah, no problem. Chill. It's always nice to have you both here. So yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for hanging. I'll be back later. Bye bye.